welcome to Verdictum. I am Ananya Singh and you're watching today's legal news, where we update you with the latest legal developments across the country. Starting with the headlines. Supreme Court upholds practice of appointing deputy chief ministers in states, rejects PIL challenging the practice. Supreme Court orders Registry to refrain from referring to trial courts as lower courts. ICJ Judge Hilary Charlesworth shares Supreme Court bench with the Chief Justice of India. Supreme Court extends interim bail for Ashish Mishra in Lakhimpur Kheri violence case. Allahabad High Court adjourns hearing on Gyanvapi Mosque prayer dispute. Now the headlines in detail. In a significant move today, the Supreme Court refused to entertain a public interest litigation challenging the common practice of appointing deputy chief ministers across various states in the country. The PIL filed by the public political party aimed to contest the legality of such appointments, arguing that such posts were violative of Article 14 of the Constitution and thus be deemed unconstitutional. A bench headed by the Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud and also comprising Justice J.B. Pardiwala and Justice Manoj Mishra dismissed the PIL, asserting that designation of an individual as Deputy Chief Minister is merely a title and does not alter the fundamental status within the government. The top court highlighted that a Deputy Chief Minister holds the position of a minister in the state government and that this designation does not breach any constitutional provisions. The court also rejected the claim that such appointments set a wrong precedent, emphasizing that these appointments are legitimate and do not create a separate class of officials within the government structure. The Supreme Court has instructed its registry to discontinue the use of the term lower courts when referring to trial courts. The Apex Court emphasized the need for more respectful terminology and directed that trial courts should henceforth be referred simply as trial courts. Additionally, the court mandated that records from these courts should be labelled as trial court records instead of lower court records. The directive was issued during the hearing of a plea filed against a verdict delivered by the Allahabad High Court, which upheld the conviction and life imprisonment sentence in a murder case dating back to 1981. A bench of Justice Abhay S. Oka and Justice Ujjal Bhuyan further instructed the registry to procure the soft copy of the trial court pertaining to the case in question. Similar directives have also been passed in the past. The Supreme Court, during the hearing of a case concerning the enhanced pay scale for judicial officers under the Second National Judicial Commission in June last year, had highlighted the importance of district judiciary and remarked that it should not be referred as subordinate judiciary. Similarly, the Allahabad High Court last year in January issued a notification for usage of the term district judiciary and trial courts instead of subordinate judiciary and subordinate courts respectively. In a notable event, Judge of the International Court of Justice, Hilary Charlesworth, today shared the Supreme Court bench with the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, and witnessed judicial proceedings. The distinguished jurist, hailing from Australia, was warmly welcomed by the CJI, who said, "I have great pleasure in welcoming ICJ Judge Hilary Charlesworth among us." Calling her the friend of India, the CJI emphasized her ties with India, having previously taught at Mayo College. The Solicitor General Tushar Mehta also extended a cordial welcome to the judge. In a recent development today, the Supreme Court has extended the interim bail granted to Ashish Mishra, facing prosecution in the Lakhimpur Kheri violence case. The decision comes after a bench comprising Justice Suryakant and Justice K.V. Vishwanathan noted the absence of a report from the trial court following the previous order dated September 26, 2023. Ashish Mishra is the prime accused in the Lakhimpur Kheri violence case, allegedly involved in a vehicular incident that resulted in the deaths of 5 protesters on October 3, 2021. His father, Union Minister Ajay Mishra, adds a layer of political sensitivity to the case. Despite bail granted by the Allahabad High Court in February 2022, the Supreme Court revoked it in April of the same year. In January 2023, the Supreme Court granted him interim bail for 6 months, with the condition of staying away from Delhi and Uttar Pradesh. The present extension of that interim bail comes with certain conditions, as stated in the September 2023 order. Notably, Mishra is permitted to visit and stay in Delhi to attend his ailing mother or for his daughter's medical needs, subject to specific restrictions, including restrictions on influencing witnesses, surrendering his passport, along with refraining to enter Uttar Pradesh. During the proceedings, the court directed the registry to obtain a report and schedule the matter for further consideration, emphasizing the continuation of interim directions. The Allahabad High Court has postponed the hearing of the contentious issue concerning the offering of prayers at the Gyanvapi Mosque in Varanasi until February 15th. The decision came today by a bench of Justice Rohit Ranjan Agarwal in response to a plea filed by the Anjuman Intizamiya Mosque Management Committee that challenged a district court order allowing Hindus to pray at the cellar of the mosque. The order under challenge was passed on January 31st by the Varanasi District Court, ruling that a priest could conduct prayers before the idols placed in the southern cellar of the Gyanvapi premises. The decision sparked controversy and prompted the Mosque Management Committee to approach the Apex Court, which redirected the plea to the High Court. That was all on today's legal news. Thank you and keep watching Verdictum. And subscribe to our channel and download the Verdictum app on iOS and Android to keep yourself updated with authentic legal news.